The Irish are one of the most genetically studied populations in Europe. This is partly because of the diaspora, tens of millions of descendants of Irish emigrants, many of whom have submitted DNA to commercial ancestry testing services and want to know what that record says about where they came from. It is partly because Ireland's geographic isolation at the edge of the Atlantic world made it an interesting case study in how ancient population movements played out on an island at the periphery of Europe. The finding that emerges from that research is counterintuitive in a specific way. The Irish are not Celtic, not in any genetic sense that matters. Celtic is a language family and a cultural tradition that spread across Western and Central Europe in the first millennium BCE. The DNA shows clearly that it did not spread because Celtic people moved into Ireland and replaced the existing population. The people already living in Ireland when Celtic culture arrived are, for the most part, the ancestors of modern Irish people. The Celts, as a genetic entity that replaced a population, did not come to Ireland. Their language and culture did. What the DNA shows instead is a different origin story. Modern Irish people are descended primarily from two ancient migrations that predate the Celts by thousands of years. The first brought Neolithic farmers from Anatolia. The second brought steppe pastoralists from the Pontic grasslands of Eastern Europe. Between them, those two ancient populations are the primary genetic substrate of the modern Irish. The Celts, the Vikings, the Normans. They left marks. But they are overlays on a foundation that was already in place long before any of them arrived. The conventional narrative of Irish origins begins with the Celts. Ireland is a Celtic nation. Celtic language, Celtic culture, Celtic identity. The historical and mythological record emphasizes Celtic heritage, and the popular understanding of Irish ancestry is saturated with it. Beyond the Celts, the story includes Viking settlement in the 9th and 10th centuries, Norman conquest in the 12th century, and later waves of English settlement and plantation. The genetics were expected to show a Celtic dominant signal, with some Viking and Norman admixture, perhaps traces of Bronze Age continental populations in the background, and older Mesolithic hunter-gatherer ancestry in the deepest layer. The picture was expected to be predominantly Celtic, with everything else as annotation. The ancient DNA showed that the conventional narrative was missing the most important chapters and had misread the ones it knew about. A landmark 2015 study in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences sequenced ancient DNA from Neolithic and Bronze Age burials in Ireland. The Neolithic remains, individuals who had built megalithic tombs and farmed the Irish landscape 5,000 years ago, clustered genetically with early Neolithic farmers from across Europe. Their closest living relatives today are modern Sardinians. The people who built the monuments of prehistoric Ireland were not ancestral to modern Irish people in any simple sense. They were a distinct population whose closest surviving genetic echo sits on a Mediterranean island, preserved there in isolation from the Bronze Age transformations that reshaped the mainland. Then the Bronze Age samples told a different story. By approximately 2000 BCE, a new ancestry had appeared in Irish burials associated with the Bell Beaker culture, ancestry tracing to Pontic steppe pastoralists. This ancestry eventually came to dominate. Modern Irish people carry approximately 50 to 55% steppe ancestry, one of the highest proportions in Western Europe. The Neolithic farmer ancestry that built Newgrange and the megalithic tombs of the Boyne Valley was substantially replaced, particularly in the male line, though maternal lineages show more continuity with the older population. Celtic culture arrived in Ireland in the first millennium BCE, after this genetic transformation was already largely complete. The population that adopted Celtic language and identity was primarily the steppe-descended Bronze Age population, not any newly arriving Celtic people. Ancient DNA from the Irish Iron Age shows no large-scale migration event corresponding to the period when Celtic culture would have been spreading. Celtic culture spread as a contact phenomenon, language, prestige goods, social organization, moving along networks of exchange that already existed. It did not move as a people replacing another people. This is one of the clearest examples in the ancient DNA record of culture and genetics decoupling. The language changed, the people did not. The Irish Genetic Atlas, published in 2017 and based on DNA from thousands of individuals across the island, found 10 distinct genetic clusters within Ireland. 7 reflect Gaelic Irish ancestry. 3 reflect shared Irish-British ancestry in border regions. What is remarkable is not the clusters themselves, but what they correspond to, the ancient boundaries of Irish provinces and kingdoms. Connaught shows a distinct profile from Leinster. Ulster differs from Munster. Medieval political boundaries that have not been active for over 1,000 years are still readable in the DNA of people living within them today. This geographic fidelity is a measure of how little large-scale internal migration occurred within Ireland across those centuries. People did not move. Their descendants stayed close to where their ancestors lived. The genetic structure of the island calcified along boundaries that were already ancient when the Vikings arrived. The Viking signal in Ireland is larger than previous research had suggested. Norwegian-like ancestry is elevated in coastal regions and specifically in the cities the Norse founded: Dublin, Waterford, Wexford, Limerick, Cork. The Irish DNA Atlas found the first genetic evidence that Vikings interbred with the local Irish population at significant scale, rather than remaining a genetically distinct ruling minority. Viking settlement in Ireland was not limited to trading posts. The Norse founded towns, intermarried with Irish populations across multiple generations, converted to Christianity, and became Irish in every cultural sense within a few generations. Their genetic contribution followed their social integration. The Atlantic connection is equally striking. Irish populations share genetic affinities with populations from Western Britain, Brittany in northwestern France, and the Atlantic coast of Iberia. This is not a product of medieval history. It reflects an ancient pattern of gene flow along the Atlantic facade of Europe, a coastal network that predates Celtic culture by thousands of years and connects Ireland to a world that ran along the western edge of the continent long before any of those places had names. The Atlantic genetic affinity between Ireland and Iberia has a specific implication for how Celtic languages may have spread. One increasingly supported hypothesis is that Celtic culture and language spread northward along the Atlantic seaboard, from Iberia to Brittany to Britain to Ireland, along a network of coastal populations that were already genetically related and already in regular maritime contact. The spread was cultural diffusion through a pre-existing network, not migration and demographic replacement. This means the Irish, in the deepest genetic sense, are Atlantic Europeans. Their ancestry reflects a coastal world that stretched from Portugal to Scotland, connected by boats and trade and the movement of small numbers of people over long periods of time, long before Rome, long before the Celts, long before anyone thought of themselves as Irish. If you have Irish ancestry, you are carrying this entire layered structure. The Neolithic farmer, whose closest living relatives are in Sardinia. The Bronze Age steppe pastoralist, who arrived 2,000 years before the Celts did. The Viking whose descendants stayed in the coastal city he founded, and somewhere in the background, the Atlantic connection that ties Ireland to a world running along the western edge of Europe for millennia before history recorded any of it. The precise route by which Bronze Age steppe ancestry arrived in Ireland is not fully resolved. The most likely mechanism is transmission through Britain. Steppe-associated populations reached Britain slightly before Ireland, and the Bell Beacon network connected both islands to the continental expansion. But the timing, speed, and whether the transition happened in a single pulse or multiple waves are still being refined by ongoing ancient DNA work from Irish sites. The Norman genetic contribution to Ireland is not well characterized. Norman settlement was concentrated in specific regions and periods, but ancient DNA from Norman-era Irish sites is sparse. Whether the Norman ruling class left a detectable genetic mark on the broader Irish population, or whether their contribution was absorbed without leaving a clear signal distinct from the existing British-like ancestry in border regions, remains an open question. The Irish are not Celtic in any genetic sense. The Celts brought a language and a cultural system that Ireland adopted entirely. They did not replace the people who were already there. The people already there were primarily descendants of Bronze Age steppe pastoralists who had arrived 2,000 years before Celtic culture did, mixed with a residue of Neolithic farmers, whose closest living relatives today are modern Sardinians. The ancient genetic structure of Ireland is faithful to the medieval kingdoms. Connaught, Leinster, Munster, and Ulster are visible in modern Irish DNA, 1,000 years after those kingdoms ceased to be political entities. People did not move. The geographic boundaries of medieval Ireland are still readable in the genomes of modern Irish people because the people who lived within those boundaries largely stayed within them. The Vikings left more than longships and Norse place names. They left a genetic signal in the coastal cities they built that is still detectable in modern populations from those regions. Dublin's founders are in Dublin's genome. And below all of it, below the Celts and the Vikings and the Normans, the most ancient substrate connects Ireland to Sardinia and to the Atlantic coast of Iberia, carried by people who farmed the Irish landscape 5,000 years ago and left almost no other trace except megalithic monuments in stone and a few % of ancestry in the genomes of everyone now called Irish. The Irish were never who the history books said they were. The DNA is direct about this.